Well, it is indeed a pleasure to be here today. Like Lord Dunlop, I certainly want to commend all who've been behind the official opening of the Oil and Gas Technology Centre today. He's absolutely right to highlight the pace and energy. I think the deal only finally being struck in recent weeks, really, and rather than months. The achievement has been brought forward today by Colette and Sir Ian and the team, I think really is a testament to their personal drive and energy behind this. And I know their appointment of Colette was warmly welcomed by the industry. I think I can now see why. So well done, Colette and the team. The Scottish and UK governments have committed to investing up to £250 million within the Aberdeen City region deal. And the lion's share of this investment, the £180 million that Lord Dunlop and Sir Ian have referred to, over 70% of the City deal funding will be invested in establishing this new world-class international technology centre. And this is a very significant investment in any terms and recognises that technology and innovation is key to anchoring the oil and gas industry in Aberdeen and making the North East one of the world's leading locations for oil and gas technology development. It recognises that technology and innovation is key to anchoring the oil and gas industry itself in Aberdeen and ensuring the North East cements its place as the world's leading location for oil and gas technology development, specifically in areas, as has been identified by previous speakers, in areas like subsea and decommissioning. We already know that in decommissioning terms, the Scottish supply chain, UK-wide supply chain, is doing extremely well in terms of securing work, but we cannot rest on our laurels. And I would just take the opportunity to highlight the Decommissioning Challenge Fund that was launched by the First Minister this week and invite the industry to think about how you can play into that. We want to know how we can innovate in terms of salvage and in terms of investment in port and harbour activity as well. But the OGTC will help the sector achieve the necessary efficiencies and competitiveness required for it to thrive in the future. This will be essential if we're to sustainably maximise economic recovery and the total value added from the North Sea to be maximised. I'm delighted to see today the huge representation from across industry and academia, and we were referring earlier when we were discussing with press colleagues the degree to which there's already a very broad range of companies, large and small, and across all different aspects of the supply chain who are engaged in this agenda and want to be part of the OGTC. And that's crucial because it must be industry-led, as Sir Ian and Lord Dunlop have said. We must have your engagement in identifying the challenges that the industry needs to face and helping bring together solutions for those challenges, because that's where we can really start to compete internationally and increase from 7.5% of the global supply chain to hopefully double that, as Lord Dunlop has said. These are all areas, of course, that will make a direct impact on the competitiveness and efficiency of the industry at this very challenging time. But the role of academia is also crucial and can be seen through the creation of centres of excellence. And these centres will lever Scotland's formidable academic expertise to stimulate innovation. Not be a surprise to you in my job title being Minister for Business, Innovation and Energy. I'm really keen to work with an industry that has got a great track record of investing in R&D, but we can do more. You can be a real driver and a real example to other sectors within the Scottish economy about how we can get right the engagement between business and academia and deliver genuine technological breakthroughs. As we've already heard this morning, the OGTC is very ambitious, quite rightly so, and has huge potential. And I have every faith that Colette and the team will take the OGTC to achieve that potential. The OGTC can make this region the global centre for solving technology challenges in areas like subsea and decommissioning. I believe that while MER should rightly remain the key priority, as Lord Dunlop indicated, decommissioning presents huge opportunities. The Scottish Government wants to ensure that we don't prematurely decommission fields, of course, but when we do, that our supply chain is best placed to capitalise on that opportunity. And this is reflected, as I say, in the Decommissioning Challenge Fund. The oil and gas industry and the supply chain in Scotland have a real competitive advantage, with global exports already around 12 billion, and we share the OGA and MER and indeed Oil and Gas UK's aspirations to sustainably grow the supply chain in the future. So this centre can build on the international reputation that the area already has and the industry has in the UK and in Scotland in particular, and make this region and indeed Scotland the global centre for solving the challenges that are identified. So I very much look forward to seeing its continued success and celebrating its achievements. And I very much enjoyed Ian Constance's speech, not least because I also have a difficult task in managing the balance between renewables and oil and gas industry. But I want to point to the energy strategy, because we have tried genuinely to carve out a very strong narrative about the future importance of the oil and gas industry to the Scottish economy and indeed global economy, and how you can play a very important part in that transition because of the excellence, the skills, the knowledge knowledge, the expertise, and indeed we will need oil and gas and hydrocarbons for many years to come. So please do feed into that energy strategy, make sure it's one that you can buy into and you feel comfortable with, because you have a very important part to play in the Scottish and indeed global economy. So thank you very much for your time. I look forward to working with you over the years ahead.